Good morning, good morning, good morning, and happy Saturday. Welcome to another episode of The Breakfast Show, Marisha LaShay. It is so good to see you guys, and thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new, come on in. If you're a returner, welcome back. First and foremost, I am Marisha LaShay, the host of this amazing show. With that being said, today is April 26th, 2025. This is day 26 of the Breakfast Show, Marisha LaShay. This show will be in effect for the next 4 days. That's right, 4 days. Where have the month of April went? I don't know, honey. I've been getting to it in April. It's been a busy month. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So first and foremost, giving honor to God who's ahead of my life. Like anything I do in life, I always have goals, and I had two main goals, and that was to grow my fan base and to be heard in other countries. And the second goal was to make sure that I am expanding this brand for listeners to engage across all platforms. So, with that being said, second thing that I wanted to tell you guys today is that I have reached that goal and continuously to do in due time and over progression. I have 26 countries that this podcast is being heard. Third thing is the active listeners, over 1,600 people are actively listening. So I'm giving and attributing all of my success to God and also to my dad for just being there at the start of it all, for being my soundboard and just giving me the idea of having this podcast not every day, but in the months that have 30 days. That's April, that's June, September, and November. With that being said, in November, we're going to be celebrating 5 long years. Okay. Can I get a oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah for being in the position to hold down something for 5 years? This brand has been going 5 years come November. So I thank you guys who have been rocking with us from the very beginning. And I say us, meaning me and you, and just all of those who have contributed in some way. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Whether you gave feedback, whether you came on here to do an interview, thank you. Because I'm gonna be calling you all back because it's going to be a time for us to be in the place. So, with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do the mental check-in, which is rated on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst day of my life, 10 being the best day of your life, or maybe my life. Can I be below a 1? Can I be above a 10? Absolutely. That is totally up to you. Only you know how you are feeling at the start of your morning. So, you all, I'm going to go ahead and jump right on in. For me today, I'm a solid 8.7. And I'm saying a solid 8.7 because I had an opportunity to just kind of get some rest last night. Coming into this morning, I don't normally build out my Saturday mornings. It's I actually get up and kind of touch bases with God and see how God is going to move me according to how I'm feeling and what needs to be done. So, you all, with that being said, go ahead and drop those numbers. I'm going to go ahead and jump on into what the focus is going to be for today by asking you and sharing with you the question of today. Do you ever take on the emotional stress of other situations unintentionally? Do you ever take on the emotional stress of other situations unintentionally? So, with this question, here's what I'm talking about. Let's say something is happening to someone else, and you are unintentionally finding yourself emotionally attached in some way. So, the kind of emotional absorption is actually really common, especially for people who are very empathetic or highly intuitive. You may not realize it until you are drained, anxious, or feeling something that doesn't quite belong to you. It's like standing in the rain. You're not the one crying, but you still end up soaked. Or, it's just different things that we just find ourselves in unintentionally. So today I'm going to share 3 examples or different angles in which I'm going to be coming from that I talk about this unintentional emotion that you are feeling and it doesn't belong to you. And the first one is titled the em, the empathies, the imp's burden. Excuse me. Talk. So we all know that one person who absorbs the energy and emotions of those around him, such as families, co-workers, strangers, and how it affects their mental health. And when they are, they always mention, well, my mom or my dad, this particular person is dealing with this. And it just makes me some kind of way. I know that it's not me going through this, but I feel for my dad or I feel for my mom. And they find themselves in the mix of trying to soothe that emotion or cope with them, you know, with being able to help them feel better. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's for a short period of time, because I often find myself doing that and being that person. And I just was like, I just get so caught up because I get so emotionally attached. Now that I didn't realize that, oh, okay. But I found myself thinking about it because it's coming up. Okay. Um, and when this does happen, I had to go get me some help, and talk about that because a therapist once said to me that I had to set boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with it feeling empathetic, but when you are adding on, like, I feel my empathy, that's one thing, but I'm feeling the empathy and I'm trying to do something about it, find yourself in an uproar because you're always going to be in that season of trying to make others feel better, but that's not your job the whole time. You can't commit to that. You know what I'm saying? Because it becomes draining. It drains you. And who's going to replenish you? At some point, you have to be able to draw the line. Maybe you do something nice for somebody and it make you feel good. Granted, but you can't keep picking up other people's stuff because it drains you and it takes away from you being able to feel what you feel for yourself. Second example, when your friend's storm become yours, okay? And I had a friend. We were very, very good friends. Are we friends to this day? No. Do I talk to her? No. Every now and again. But we went to college together. Beautiful woman. Still amazing. Still love her to death. Everything. No hard feelings. But I wanted to talk about this because her storm became my storm. And I didn't realize how abrupt that it was because here it is, you're married to a scumbag. And I'm gonna just put it out there. And my friend was going through so many things emotionally that it ended up spilling over to me. And I felt that. And I started to think about a certain way about her husband because of the emotional baggage that I had picked up, like the infidelity, the lifestyle that she was taking her kids through, the instability that she was going through, and she was diminishing as a character. And how did I release that energy? Because I had to cut her off. I had to stop trying to go and save her. I had to stop being around them. And I didn't intentionally want to be away from the kids because I've grown to love the kids, but at the same time, my friend decision making was about saving and showing up for her husband and not necessarily for the family. And I began to build up resentment. And I began to just build up resentment towards her, resentment towards her husband, resentment just for the both of them and how they were lived. Like I was judging. I was judging because all these changes, I became a part of it. It started spilling over to me. It started doing something to me, and it just hurt me in a way and it scarred me which is why I just kind of just fell back from having friendships or just kind of getting into the mix of people's shit. Excuse my language. I get mad when you want back to your husband. I get mad when you go back to work the way that you do. Sit back and think about and erase all the hurt because he damaged our family. He didn't level y'all up. He wasn't consistent with it. And that hurt me because I felt a way about the kids and my friend, knowing how she used to live, knowing the type of life that she used to have before having kids and being married to scumbag. Scumbag did not realize his potential because he could have been an engineer. He could have been anything in the world. Served in the military. Scumbag. Fell short of the glory. Chasing white trailer trash. When you had a black queen at home who's a mother to your children, who made so much sacrifice for you. Beautiful woman, baby, she don't even look the same right now. But she's still making her comeback. And she's so talented and so loved. So many men would have loved to have her because she's very unique, gifted, intuitive, amazing. She was my good friend. She was my confidant. She was my hairstylist. And I'm not running around here acting like she wasn't holding or having my back, but I just hurt too much for her. And that's what hurt me. And did I ever sit down and talk about it with her? Absolutely not. Not in regards to where I'm talking about it today. I with her. So it just made me stupid, you know. Whew. Yeah, I'm really going in. I'm telling you, because it really had me to get vulnerable with you all and to share this stuff. I can't always get on here and talk about the cute stuff and the cutesy and the demure. I want to talk about real life stuff, and that's why I'm here today. Because in episodes to come and in the future, I'm going to be sharing my life with you all. I'm going to be sharing my truth, and I'm going to be speaking on stuff that's uncomfortable for me, but I have to stand in my truth. Because somebody might be going through it and somebody might be dealing with it. Last example. Emotions in the workplace, the unintentional stress, burnout, excitement are definitely wildfires through our work environments, especially leaders or educators such as myself. It's subtle, it's powerful. Um, let's step into the school setting for a second. Don't get me wrong. I love being an amazing teacher. I love being an amazing teacher. I love the people I work with. I adore them. Some of them are really ugly. Some of them are really, really ugly, and you unintentionally pick up their energies and their mannerisms unintentionally because y'all are there so much together. You get to know them. And it's really something like we have three negative Nancy's running around, three of them. They are really amazing women, but they're just negative Nancy's to the point when they just feed off each other. And I'm praying for their deliverance because I was like, they are too amazing to have ugly mannerisms in the moment that I catch them. And I'd be like, like I have to be careful. I have to start distancing myself Like I only step in when I need to interact with them, but I don't find myself wanting to spend a lot of time with them or wanting to fit in with a ambiance or their crew. And I'm like, I have to watch myself, but I also have my good work beastie as well that we tend to watch ourselves when we're around them and other people. We also have another young lady there as well who, I mean, baby, she carries on. I call her Miss Want to Be Acknowledged. What about me? Somebody getting a shout out. What about me? Somebody did something. What about me? Ma'am, you had your opportunity to get your piece and you are hollering about money. How do I stay in the mix of not picking up their emotions, prayed up, meditation, and getting out the space with them? Diffuse them like they're a bad habit. I laugh at them like they're a joke because I cannot feed into them. I am not allowing myself to feed over there with them. And also, when I start feeling negative, I get away from everybody. I'm always in my room. Even with my students, you know, emotions running high and they're acting ugly, I call them out on it. Your behavior is ugly. I don't want that. Like I stated, and I get it off of me, and I keep it off of me, and I shift the atmosphere that this is not going to be negative, and I proclaim and I step on it because I'm aware now of what this looks like. I'm an empathetic person. Definitely. But I'm not gonna be up here getting played on with my emotions and my empathy and just living and driving on through it and letting people just drive me and this and this and this and this. Everybody got a story to tell, but everybody have their ways. And everybody be saying, you don't know what people are saying with you in rooms that you're not in. And you'll stress yourself trying to, oh, they talking about me, oh, they talking about, or you think. Because that be how you're thinking about yourself. So please be careful with that workplace stuff. Be careful because it's a lot happening in the atmosphere. Be careful.